Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Dash Rose here, back with more videos. I'm gonna be talking about the Fairly OddParents reboot, and I'm gonna be talking about Alf. But before we get into any further, please subscribe for more videos and news-related stuff. Let's see if by the end of the year we could get to 1,000 subscribers. My goal right now is to get to 100 by the end of this month. Of course, my subscriber growth has kind of slowed down a bit, but it's probably YouTube. I watched a Clownfish TV video, and I noticed there were more likes than views. There were 0 views, but there were a lot of likes. So there's probably stuff going on behind the scenes. With YouTube or something. I don't know. Probably hackers or something. I don't know. It's probably just a bunch of shenanigans with YouTube. Let's get started. I figured I would talk about this because everyone's talking about the Fairly OddParents reboot. I had talked about it in my news-related stuff last year, and that video has gotten hundreds of views. It's kind of funny how some videos of mine are getting hundreds of views while my Family Guy ones are getting 0. Well, not 0, but only a couple dozen views. That's kind of funny. Anywho, let's talk about the Fairly OddParents reboot. Now this is kind of an update video, honestly, from last time. So this video may be a little bit longer, so you guys know. Anywho, I figured I'd talk about this because, like I said, everyone else is talking about it, and I figured I can tell my thoughts on this. I don't like how Nickelodeon is making a freaking reboot of this show. I don't like that. I don't like how these Hollywood studios are making reboots of this stuff. Disney is making a reboot of Futurama, even though that show ended on a good note. They're making you got Cartoon Network freaking milking the hell out of Teen Titans Go, even though a lot of people hate the show. I know some people like it, but I didn't like the show, and a lot of people really want, that show, they want the original show back so it can end on not a cliffhanger. And then you got Nickelodeon here, aka Paramount, because Paramount owns Nickelodeon, making a reboot to the Fairly OddParents, even though no one wants it. So you see the pattern here. A lot of people are hating these shows here and movies and freaking these people in Hollywood to keep milking these studios to death. Well, these shows and movies, I should say. The Fairly OddParents started out pretty good. It started out pretty good. The first 5 seasons were really good, and then they added Poof, into the mix because Nickelodeon wanted to, change the show up a little bit, which is fine. It's fine because the show is again, it was going on for a while. You want to make it kind of new, fresh, for that way the ideas the show doesn't get real stale. Which people were kind of split on that. A lot of people, because around season 6 they started making Cosmo and Wanda kind of more exhausted and kind of cranky and stuff. Typical parents. They changed them up a little bit. Poof was a fine character. I don't mind Poof, but then they added anti-Poof, aka Foof, because the creator of the show decided, let's make an anti-version of Poof. Let's flip his name around and call it a day. Yeah, Foof was kind of not very interested in the character. I hate how they call him Foof and not Anti-Poof. And then they add Sparky, which Sparky was freaking obnoxious, and then Chloe was abysmal to see on screen. So you can see the show kind of suffered, seasonal rot. Heck, the like season 10 of the show, season 10 of the Fairly OddParents, the original show. Basically, the show would have them constantly have Wanda and Cosmo constantly lose their wands, and not only they would lose their wands, but they basically they got lazy. The animation got real bad, and by lazy I mean the very first episode of season 10 of the show, they have Cosmo and Wanda losing their wands, but then like a few scenes later, they have Cosmo poofing up a film film thing showing Timmy Turner being hating Chloe and stuff. So yeah, you can tell the show was really went downhill around. It was actually season 9 when the show really went downhill. Yeah, season 7, I'm not gonna lie, was not the greatest, but season 7, it still had some good episodes. But then season 9 came around after season 8, and then they added Sparky, and it just got really lazy. So clearly the show was running out of ideas and stuff. So seeing a reboot of the show is not very good. I'd rather Nickelodeon reboot Danny Phantom. I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather see Nickelodeon or Paramount, because Paramount's Nickelodeon, reboot Danny Phantom. Speaking of Paramount too, I'll get back to the Danny Phantom thing in a second. I want to mention this. Apparently Viacom CBS is now Paramount. I guess according to Ville, they changed the name, Viacom CBS to Paramount, and I'm like, I did not know that. Like, I thought it was always called Paramount. I thought it was kind of like, what 20th Century Fox was and stuff, Basically, it was called a News Corporation Company, because, these studios do that, that way who owns, the studio, but it's still called that. But no, apparently Paramount wasn't the name. It was called Viacom CBS, and although that name is not really that bad, I'm like, why did they change it in the first place? It should have been called Paramount. But I figured I'd bring that up because I'm talking about this right now, I'm talking about Paramount's reboot right now. Paramount sounds so much better anyway. But I did not know that, so yeah. But anywho, back to Danny Phantom. Yeah, I would rather see that show get rebooted than the Fairly OddParents, because Danny Phantom was Butch's best show. Yeah, the creator of the show, these shows, he's been hated by many critics. And I wouldn't call them critics because, to be honest, Butch Hartman's done some pretty questionable stuff. He's scammed people out of their money. He's a freaking religion. I'm not bashing people who are religions, but he uses religion to get steal people's money and stuff and all that. And apparently he says, oh, if you pray hard enough, you can cure autism. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I don't really care for that too much, but so yeah, people are probably not happy either that the show is being made with Butch Hartman or something in it. I think Butch Hartman's involved in it. I'm not sure. But I said I'd rather have a Danny Phantom reboot than rebooting the Fairly OddParents, because Danny Phantom. Now I wouldn't want a live action one. I'd rather have the seasons continue on like Futurama. Because Danny Phantom only had 3 seasons. And Danny Phantom, the third season was hated by many people. I didn't hate the third season, but I did have some problems with it. I felt like it was really rushed, and it was rushed, because they were going to cancel the show and stuff, and it just felt rushed, because I didn't hate the third season. I don't think there's one episode of Danny Phantom I despise, but there are some episodes where they kind of just felt kind of. I thought they kind of annoyed watching them, or they just felt kind of stupid. But yeah, I'd rather see that show return than Fairly OddParents, because I like to see it continue on. Maybe after I want to see it continue on after, Danny Phantom, the Phantom Planet episode. Because I like to see, the world, see what the show's like with the world knowing Danny's secret. But yeah, I'm not really happy with this, I'm not happy with this Fairly OddParents reboot, because like I said, the show went downhill. Also, since Drake, I guess, got in trouble, got arrested, he's not going to be playing the live-action Timmy. It's going to be someone else. So, yeah. So we're not going to be seeing Drake anymore. Yeah, I'm just not looking forward to this show that much. I'm really not. I might watch, since I have Paramount, I might just watch one episode of the show to see what it's like, but I don't know, I may end up liking, I like the first episode of Camp Coral. Who knows, I may like it, but I don't think this show deserves a reboot. I'd rather see, like I said, Danny Phantom have a reboot instead. But I don't know. Anywho, let's talk about Alf now. Yes, Alf. Actually, I might show a different cover for Alf. Because I hear, according to Clownfish TV, there's a cartoon version of it. Alright, I guess, I don't know if this is real or not, but yeah, Alf, let's talk about Alf now, because apparently, Paramount's is also going to, reboot Alf, too. Now, I hear Alf is going to be going to Tubi, basically Fox's, streaming service. Not Disney Fox, but Fox itself. The streaming platform that Fox bought after Disney overspent on, Fox, and barely got anything good off of it. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So yeah, Alf is coming back too. Apparently they tried to reboot it once. I don't even know what Alf is. I don't know, I watched a little bit of it back when I was younger, a long time ago. This is like many years ago I watched it, and I wasn't really into the show too much. I wasn't into Alf too much, so yeah. But I hear that it's coming back too. So there's more reboots. Now, unlike Danny. Unlike Fairly OddParents, where that show kind of ended badly. And I don't like, that show coming back. I'd rather have, a movie than a TV show, to finish off the series, but not Paramount. Here it's kind of nice to see. It's kind of nice to see, I guess Alf come back for people who are fans of it, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think the original had Alf, get caught by the government, and they went to dissect him or something. So yeah, the show ended off on a terrible cliffhanger or something, I think. I can't remember, though. But yeah, Alf, I guess, is coming back, too, so we're gonna see Alf, and... Well, I guess it is a thing. It's called Alf, the complete series. I think you can actually find the complete series on DVD or something, so, yeah. But yeah, I'm just like, I'm just like, I kind of don't like how they've been rebooting all these shows and movies and stuff, and I'm just like, see, with Disney's problem, Disney is too big of a company, and they're too big, and they keep they keep adding sequels and crap to freaking stuff that already doesn't need sequels. Paramount's problem is they keep rebooting stuff, and like new stuff, they're not giving stuff a chance. So yeah. So Paramount's kind of got a similar problem with Disney, but with Paramount, they're not as big as Disney. Disney's huge now because they gobbled up 20th Century Fox and stuff, so they gobbled that up. So yeah, So yeah, I'm just saying, I'm not really, I'm not gonna watch probably the Alf show because I wasn't really a fan of the original. Maybe I didn't give the show a chance. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's just Alf's design. He looks creepy and stuff. He kind of does look a little bit creepy, but Alf is kind of, just a creepy looking alien and stuff. But I don't really know. I guess we'll just have to see how these shows are. Again, I'm not looking forward to either one of them because I wasn't a fan of Alf, and the Fairly OddParents suffered seasonal rot. By around season 7, it started rotting to the ground. And again, people aren't a fan of Butch Hartman, and neither am I, so I don't know. I mean, Butch Hartman's kind of the reason why Danny Phantom kind of got destroyed at the end by Nickelodeon. Because I hear different stories of how Danny Phantom got canceled, but I've been hearing Danny Phantom got canceled by Nickelodeon because Butch Hartman was overspending on the show and costing Nickelodeon tons of money, and that involved the show having to get canceled. But I don't know. I don't know what Alf is supposed to be either, like some sort of werewolf-looking alien or something. I'm not sure. Anywho, I think it's about time I let this go. I don't know what to say about this stuff. It's just this is what Hollywood is doing now these days. They're just rebooting stuff and all this, but I don't know. I'm not saying that reboots are always a bad thing, but sometimes it's better just to leave a show dead instead of bringing back like a zombie. Anywho, I think it's about time I let this go. Please subscribe for more videos and news-related stuff. Also, keep an eye out for some reviews, because in the spring, I'm going to be doing reviews on Blue Sky films, so keep an eye out for that. Anywho, see you guys later. Bye.